Hey everyone, good morning. It's Wednesday, November 29th, getting near the end of the month. That's exciting. December, one of my favorite months of the year. I always talk about days of the week and things like that. I'm zooming out today, talking about the month. If you're a longtime No Meat Athlete reader, you know I like December because it's the time to start gearing up for January resolutions. The time to start those things, the planning for them is not January 1st, not even December 31st, but December 1st. / maybe even be ready for that with November 30th. So anyway, be ready for those things. Ramp up that way when the day hits New Year's, you're already into your thing. I'm adding Doug in. We'll see what he thinks about that. Maybe he'll do that with his pull-ups this year. Maybe that's the problem.
Sounds like you got to start planning for 2025 now.
That's where it's inevitably. Yeah, if you really want to be ahead of the game, just do next year's New Year's thing. This year's New Year's.
Maybe this is a bit of a spoiler, but I spent a lot of my day yesterday working on a new plant-based news article about going vegan for January. How to do it well.
That is quite the spoiler.
So I'm excited for us to talk about that one. We'll see if you like it.
All right, good. That should be exciting.
Yeah,
good.
But part of it was starting early. So, yeah. Like
good.
You're talking about.
I like that. Perfect.
Have you thought at all about New Year's resolutions yet?
No, not a bit. I've wondered what I'm going to do next with fitness because I'm doing this mass gaining thing and I'm right near the end of it. So I'm just trying to figure out what to do next. But no, nothing about New Year's yet.
Okay.
What about you? You got something in mind?
I got to keep that pull-up challenge going.
That's the worst. You don't want to just have this like dark cloud over you, this thing that you've committed to for the past couple of years. You just move on. Just give up on pull-ups. It's not going to happen. Find a new thing.
But I really want it to happen. All
right. Well,
obviously not enough.
No. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Hot Dog Tofu, Leslie Knight, Anne-Marie Dube, Allie, Garuda Legends, D Want to Know Adventure Coach. A little bit of a small crowd today, but I'm sure they will trickle in. I think sometimes YouTube varies the rate at which they send out the notifications. Here's Stephen Dunn. Says, happy Spotify Wrapped Day. I just saw, Doug, that you put a wrapped thing. Oops, not to spoil that, but a wrapped thing in compliments channel.
Yeah.
Is it always November 29th or is it just like happens to be right now?
Actually, Stephen, shout out to Stephen. I was surfing the Instagram a little while ago and saw he posted his wrap, and that made me think, oh yeah, we should do a compliment wrap. And that's when that was where the idea came from. So Stephen, I appreciate you. And then I went and looked at my Spotify wrapped, and I gotta say it's better this year than it has been in a long time. It used to be just full of kids music, and this year I'm kind of proud of my wrap.
I can't transfer my Amazon Alexa plays over to Spotify to see my wrapped.
I bet Amazon Alexa does the same thing. I mean, I think everybody's doing these wraps now.
Okay. I'd be kind of curious as to that. We play actual, like you, as the kids get a little older, we play a little more, more in line with our music. Yeah. Okay. Steven's top artist was Taylor Swift. Is that yours, Doug?
No, mine was Emancipator, which is like instrumental music, good working background music. So that one was not as exciting, but
right.
Yeah.
Did Taylor Swift get engaged? Did I see that?
No, you probably saw it because everybody's talking about everything. But
right, no, I probably did see that, but didn't click or anything. Yeah, she's just like, I mean, this year was way bigger for her than any other year, right?
I think so. With the Eras tour, I think so. I mean, I think it was the biggest tour in history ever, and then of course now the love affair with Travis Kelce.
Right, and she had all those hits at once when she put out that album. All the songs were top, whatever, and then some movie or something. So it just seems like she's like has gone up another notch.
I mean, she's probably the most famous woman in the world, I would imagine.
Yeah, now that the Queen died.
Yeah,
she might be. All right. Well, anyway, people will notice I'm still wearing a hat. Jury's still out on what
need the daily hair update. I was actually thinking this should be a feature until looks about like yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is there any way that is a style? Like it's like a little.
No,
arrow thing.
Maybe if you carve something cool and like a lightning bolt out of it or something, that would be cool.
What could I extend that into? I'm accepting submissions for what I could extend that into to make it
Uh-huh.
really cool. Instead of right now, it looks like I had a head injury or something and got
Yeah.
surgery done. It was quite the mistake. Anyway, I'm gonna figure it out. I think I'm gonna probably just do the clean shave, not Bic shave, but just down to almost that level or something, and then
Yeah.
see. Can't really keep going on like this too long. All right. I saw a funny thing today that I did not put in the show, but I almost
Okay.
did because we like to pile on whenever AI makes mistakes.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
This one, not just AI made a mistake. Sports Illustrated made a big mistake.
Ooh.
Second only to when they announced the No Meat Athlete Cookbook was top 7 health and wellness book of 2017. That surely is in one of the historically bad calls by them. But this one, they apparently were using writers that weren't even real people. They just had AI generated headshots, made up names, and they're kind of like, they're not ESPN. ESPN is just like, I think no one's ever thought much of ESPN, but Sports Illustrated, they're trusted, right? It's an old, long standing thing. One of the articles written by Drew Ortiz said, volleyball can be a little tricky to get into, especially without a ball to practice with. Which it sounds like exactly like what AI puts out a lot of times when you ask it for stuff. Lots of people saying it's, it definitely is that. I mean, they denied it. They said they bought content from someone else who swore that the people were people. But no.
But did they not read it? Like, there's no editor at Sports Illustrated that's reading this stuff?
I think that's the real problem with this, right? People keep using AI, and then it just inevitably goes the way of laziness. Because once the human hands are off of it, I think the editor, it doesn't feel like they're editing real work. So I just think they just start, they get busy, just quickly check it out.
Skip. I mean, that's a real problem.
It is, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's not good. But I'm happy to hear these things. I really think, I don't know. We don't need to theorize about AI. But I just think the handcrafted, human-made stuff is headed for boom years, where people we might revert back to Stone Age in many ways, with people just craving this hand-done.
I think that not just with content and handwritten, or not hand, but like written content, but I think that we're going to get to a point pretty soon where like anything that's handmade, and not machine made or AI made is going to be valued significantly more than
unless it becomes way worse than the machine made stuff, or the machine made stuff, I should say, becomes way better.
But the machine will make like a perfect plate, right? Like or a bowl that a perfect recipe that has exactly the right amount of ingredients, right? But there's going to be no like. It's going to be too consistent. It's going to feel...
Yeah, but they could train the machine for sure to make pottery that has imperfections in it, just like a human would make.
Yeah, I guess so.
But it'll be better.
I listened to an interview the other day with Sam Altman, the the ChatGPT guy.
Yep.
Or OpenAI guy. And he was just bashing ChatGPT. He's like, ChatGPT 4 is so bad. like we have so much work to do.
He's still there, right? He went back there, right?
Yeah, he got fired and then he got rehired or something.
And then he's bashing his own thing, or just saying it's not even close to where it is.
Yeah. He's like, we have so much work to do. This is not anywhere close to where we want it to be.
Yeah. Well, interesting. We'll see. We will see. I think it's going to get better and better at replicating human stuff. I think this super intelligence hypothesis is going to be proven false. That we're just going to bump up against a natural limit of processing, and what they'll be able to do what calculators do, and little else. That's my guess. Who knows? All right. I didn't watch any new Christmas movies last night. I keep wanting to put on that Biltmore thing, and then I just don't. It just doesn't really entice me.
Oh, you gotta do it, man. Do it.
A Biltmore Christmas just doesn't sound exciting. It's not like the night before Christmas with a K, where they bring the night into the future from 1500 or whatever. That's good. That's a good Christmas movie. Check that one out. The Night Before Christmas. I think it's on Netflix.
I think there's like 5 versions of that.
Well, I need that in order to be excited. So Biltmore Christmas, I will get to it. Anyway, yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Oh, I did make. I didn't make. Aaron made last night, Doug, one of your family's favorites, lentil aroni from
All
Isa
right.
Does It, which is
Uh-huh.
probably the most mentioned cookbook on the show in
It is.
the year we've
And
existed.
partly because of me, I think. But
Yeah, you often do it, and
but
then you
you
remind
also-
me of it. Yeah, because I forgot about the cookbook for like a decade. We had it, and then I just stopped using it ever. And then you reminded me about some good recipes in there, so we do it now and then. Isa Does It, and that pun, by the way, sounds like Easy Does It because they're meant to be like weeknight meals.
Yeah. How was it? Good.
It was fair. It was not. Aaron made it, so I don't want to criticize too much. It was nice. I especially appreciate not having to cook and not have to clean up much. That was wonderful. It just that meal is always. It's been always okay. You know, it's not.
Yeah.
It's just not a home run meal, but it's a nice, fairly healthy.
It's a nice, easy meal. It's tasty. The kids love it, which is positive. And then you can just dump some hot sauce on it, and you get a nice little kick to it.
Ah, okay. So I wouldn't put hot sauce on Italian-inspired food like that, Doug. I would use crushed red pepper, Calabrian red pepper, if possible.
I mean,
you just put what?
just
Like
put a little
what?
hot sauce in there.
Like Cholula on there?
Not Cholula. Maybe sriracha, which is not even better.
Fusion, I guess we can call that.
Hey, shout out to Helen.
What did Helen
First time listener.
Oh, okay. I thought that was Helen DeGennaro, the our athletic brewing connection. I have no chat right now, though. You have to keep calling the chat comments out. I can't read anything.
Well, here you go. Steven says, Matt, you're a good-looking bloke, regardless of the hair. Don't feel too embarrassed.
Oh, well, thank you, Steven.
Matt O'Connor, good morning. Leslie Knight, just do a Marine Corps high and tight. You'll look great and grow out pretty quickly.
Isn't that way shorter than a Marine Corps hair would get? Like, I mean, if that was down at my ear, it might be okay to have that short. But on the top of my head, I don't know if that works. Maybe, but I do appreciate it. All right.
Whoa. Maybe first time live listener. Helen says, blocked off my calendar to listen live instead of on the pod. All right.
Okay. So that is the same Helen who hooks us up with Athletic Brewing.
Sweet.
Okay. All right, let's get to the show. We got some basic stuff, not too much. I don't want to overpromise here, underdeliver. It's the reality is
show
the reality is we're in that season in between Thanksgiving and I'd say New Year's when it appears, based on our 1 year of experience, that the vegan news really slows down. But we'll do our best. We'll have fun with it. We will welcome digressions and tangents. But here we go. We've been talking about this for a little while, so I would say this is a long time coming. The Kraft Heinz Knot Company, LLC, a joint venture between Notco and Kraft Heinz, has announced the first ever plant-based version of the iconic Kraft Mac and Cheese in the United States. And I must acknowledge that I'm reading directly from Veganuary. So, we heard about this before. It happened in the Australian market. They also own the Philadelphia brand, which debuted the cream cheese. Is the cream cheese still out, or did that like flop?
Good question. I don't know. I think that was the one that people said no longer exists.
You right there, Doug? You having the second coming of the flu?
Man, it's still lingering, dude. This is the worst thing ever.
Wow.
Hate it. Everyone should get the flu shot if that's something you choose to do. I would highly recommend it because getting the flu.
I don't know. Vaccines are controversial, Doug. I'm not going to go confirm or deny that. I'm not going to stand
I'm
by
going
that
to get.
or go against that.
You know what I'm doing this afternoon?
What?
You know what I made an appointment for?
Some kind of vaccine.
I'm getting the flu vaccine because apparently you can get it again, and I'm getting my COVID booster because I haven't gotten one of those in a while. And I am so tired of getting sick. I will get any jab I can to not get sick.
Okay.
Just just line them up.
All right, that is one way to do it. I almost included today in the show a Veg News article about eating for immunity, which could be a complementary way to do it, or it could be an alternative way to do it. You could only do that. Skip the vaccines. I'm not going to advise either way. Just put.
I think both. I'll do anything. I'll do anything right now to not get sick again. It was so miserable last week, and it just still continues to linger. I want to get at least through the holidays without getting sick again.
Yeah, I do understand that, and I'm the anti-antibiotic person who says you shouldn't do antibiotics, right? But until you get really sick, you can't really say that, right? Once you're really, really sick and you just want it to go away, it's just antibiotics are wonderful when that happens.
They're wonderful.
Yeah, so don't use them much. Anyway, we're getting into controversial territory here, Doug. We probably should go back to the weather report.
All right,
So
Kraft.
anyway, you can get it in 2 varieties, original and white cheddar. They use this thing they have called Giuseppe. That's their AI technology. I mean, why do they have to do that? I don't really know. What happened to good old cooks in the kitchen just coming up with a nutritional yeast and miso and whipping it up and making mac and cheese? I don't know. But anyway, it's coming. I don't have a date on when it actually is coming. It just
It says
is.
today, right?
Is that right? It says right now. In what stores? Do we know?
Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm excited about this. I don't think it'll be something that I buy very often, of course, but we actually did box mac and cheese last night. So
Oh, yeah?
there are times when it's convenient to pull out, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I wonder if they put any sort of nutrition in this thing. Like, is that part of the concerns when they're making this? Where they saying we just want the same completely junky food, and we just want it to be vegan?
Yeah, probably
Just that.
That would be my guess.
Yeah.
We tend to use the Amy's one, which I think is like pumpkin based or something.
Right.
And I have no idea if there's any real nutrition in there, but it makes me feel a little bit better because it says pumpkin on the front, which is a vegetable, but or a fruit, I guess. But I don't know. Throw a bunch of peas in there, have a little bean salad on the side, something like that.
It's good. Yeah, definitely. That's a good
There
thing.
could be a time.
For sure. Don't make the whole plate and the only food of the night the Kraft Mac and Cheese. Make it a little side thing.
Make it a little side dish. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, on to the next. Fashion news. Every now and then we do a fashion minute. Stella McCartney and Veuve Clicquot. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but I know that name, Doug. Do you know that one? Veuve?
No.
It's if you well, you see it all the time, but especially New Year's. It's that champagne bottle with the orange label. Very famous.
Yeah.
It's
Sure. Like the new grapes. That's what it is, right?
I don't think it's new grapes. Well, not that I know of. You don't mean Beaujolais Nouveau, do you?
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
That's
They're like young
wine.
grapes. What's that?
Yeah, well, that's this Thanksgiving wine. It always gets released the week of Thanksgiving, and people go get it. Yeah. No, Veuve Clicquot, however you say that, it's an orange champagne bottle. It's like $65 or $75 for the bottle. So it's one of those like very special occasion things. I don't buy it ever, but every now and then I acquire a glass of it somewhere. So anyway, they've teamed up. So it's high-end champagne and high-end design teamed up, and they're making something they're calling Vegea. I don't know what it is. Vegea. It's a leather-like material made from 80% vegetal, renewable, and recycled raw elements. The rest of stuff, of course, is not animal products. It's just don't know what it is. But they're basically taking the wine stuff that comes out of the process, which would be all probably the skins and seeds and some of the flesh, and then they're putting that into some sort of leather alternative and doing high fashion with it. So that's kind of cool. Stella last year launched the first luxury bag made from mushroom leather, which I don't know if that's the leather that regenerates, because that thing apparently had some legs, which we talked about one time. It was a leather. They made it from mushroom cells somehow, and when you'd get a hole in it, it would actually grow back and patch the hole up itself.
That is so cool.
Yeah, so then you wouldn't need to do your own patches on your elbows, and you'd lose some street cred among, whoever it is you hang out with that sees those things and says, "Oh, that guy's a real hipster."
Mm-hmm.
So you might not want to wear this. Anyway, I don't think this is the thing that grows back, but they did make that, so I guess this is cool. Good to see. I'm not gonna be buying that thing, but
yeah,
but good. All right. Got to talk about cellular agriculture. Tufts University has launched the first undergraduate degree in cellular agriculture. So now you can go, I guess, be a lab-grown meat major. It's you have to have. It sounds like a pretty easy major, to be honest. It's in the Tufts School of Engineering and the School of Arts and Sciences. 6 classes, including 2 core courses, a research project course, and 3 elective courses. So is that your major? If it's a degree in that, I guess it is, right?
That seems a little lacking in the.
People have said college is not what it used to be. Maybe this is going downhill. But
I mean,
anyway,
I'm sure surely there are other credits you have to get there.
there's probably the whole engineering school core
Right.
stuff
Yeah,
that
there
is
you go. Uh-huh.
in addition. But still, even within your major, 6 courses is just not that much.
No.
So I don't really know. But the electives cover topics such as food, nutrition, and culture, food systems from farm to table, bringing products to market, etc. So if you're interested, you could go that. You're making a big bet though if you do that, right? You're making a gamble that
Yeah,
this industry is going to be around in 2 years or 5 years. Because if it's not, I don't know what you're going to end up doing.
it's gonna be. This is it. This is the
I hope.
future.
I think so. I think more likely than the Beyond Meats and things like that.
Mhm.
I do think this is a big one. All right, and finally, other university-related news. The University of Warwick students, that's in one of Britain's top universities, they voted to make the campus vegan. So now they're only serving vegan food, and people are really upset because there are 28,600 kids at the school, and the vote, it only had 774 people vote for the vegan thing because there were only like 1,200 or 1,300 some who actually showed up to do this vote at all. So 774 to 516 was the tally. So won in a landslide, really, but very small number of people in the college voted. So there people are angry. The Countryside Alliance condemned the decision, said the vocal minority is at it again. But I mean, if people aren't going to show up and vote, what are you going to do?
I know.
You got a bad system.
You gotta
Can't blame the
exercise your
vegans,
right.
right?
I
So
mean, what do you think about this?
I think it's strange that their system is so messed up that something that as huge as 100% of the food served on campus is only voted on by 2.7% of the whole
Yeah.
people. And that's a messed up system to me.
Yeah, clearly they didn't advertise this very well or leave the voting options open long enough or something. I mean, there's some sort of real problem here because there's no way that only 1,000 of the 28,000 students cared about this.
Right. Aren't college students supposed to care about things and be all
Yeah.
passionate? And so
Maybe it's the
but
new generation, man.
on the other hand,
Maybe they're too busy getting their degrees.
these pollsters and people and statistics types, you don't need that large of a population to get this,
Right.
a big statistically significant thing. So given that they, it was like 5 to or what 5 to 3 or something like that, 3 to 2 almost in favor of the plant-based thing. But even if you got everybody, that might be representative. Maybe that's what would happen if you had everybody.
Could be. Or maybe the plant-based universities group was really good at getting out their
More
people.
likely. And that's
and everyone else didn't even know about it.
Very likely. They just probably knew there was no. So the whole school needs to work on their system here, their legislative system.
I mean, I think it's cool that a university would go plant-based. I think that's very cool. So, kudos to them for even trying it and being able to do it. So,
yeah, right. Yep. All right.
What was your go-to meal at the cafeteria when you were in freshman in college?
I got a burrito a whole lot.
Uh-huh.
There was it was a burrito place, and I think it was chicken that I would usually get on it, and they were pretty good burritos.
Yeah,
it's really the only thing I remember getting. How about you? Burritos? You started early?
Yeah, I would do burritos often. I think my go-to oftentimes was the salad bar, and then I'd get chicken tenders and put them on top.
Mm-hmm.
And then and then some sort of a slice of pizza or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. I don't know it didn't even cross my mind to get a vegetarian or vegan option in those days. It just every meal I can think of involved a ton of meat because that's what I thought you're supposed to eat. I thought that's all food was.
Steven says his university cafeteria burned down during the opening day with lots of visitors. Wow, that's terrible. The new one was called the Phoenix.
Burned down. Wow, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, the Phoenix, it rose from the ashes of the old one. I like that. Very nice. All right. So there you go. There's your weather report. Nothing too earth-shattering in there. And the same can be said for the main article today, which is from today.com. The insignificant thing about it is that it's on today.com. It's not a new article. They first published it says at the bottom, in 2020, and not till January 6th. They were kind of late on the trend. But the headline is Veganuary can help you lose weight and get healthier in 2024, how to get started. So they've, of course, updated this for the new year. I think it's kind of cool that this, because Veganuary, even since 2020, has probably grown a lot, just because it appears to be growing really rapidly. So every year, a lot of growth. So 4 years into it, or 4 years more after they probably were 6 years old at that point or so, you get a lot more people. So I guess it's getting more and more traction. Now it's either taking the page out of my book here. They're publishing this way early, November 28th instead of January 6th, and that's a good thing. That's how you get people to actually do it, maybe. So they did this. They interviewed nutritionists. They asked them about it and things like that. A couple weird things are said in here. In general, like they do say it can lead to weight loss. They have another article about the vegan diet as well that is good, positive in general. They say basically the tone of this is that like it's too much to just go for this thing. That like you should try easing in. You should be vegetarian instead. You should do vegan before 6. I don't know if they mentioned vegan at home. Meatless Mondays. Try going vegan 3 days a week. So all this stuff that it kind of defeats the whole point of the Veganuary thing. Like, that's the power of a 30-day challenge, is that like you do something that's kind of hard that you would never try to do perhaps for more than that right now, and you go for it and you see if you can make it 30 days. I don't know if anyone would do a 30-day like try to eat a little bit healthier plan. It's just not
30-day meatless Monday. I mean, it's like
it's 4 Mondays. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what to think. They also said some other weird things, and this happens when you get mainstream news people talking about stuff. They said vitamin B12 is often deficient without animal proteins. For example, it takes almost 3 cups of broccoli or 7 cups of arugula to match the calcium in 1 cup of milk. So, I mean, that sounds like AI edited that one. Because as far as I know, calcium has nothing to do with B12, right? I mean, it's not. Yeah, that's not an example. I think they mean the diet itself can be deficient in things if you go on eating exactly the same way as you used to, but remove certain things. So I don't know. They do emphasize B12. They make B12 out to be more of a thing than it is, for sure. Like that seems like one of the downsides of Veganuary is that you could run out of B12. First of all, you're not likely to run out in a month, even if you had no more intake of it. But I wish the article just would have said, hey, if you're going to do Veganuary, add a simple B12 pill to your daily diet. Yeah, you don't need a whole complement. It's just for 1 month, just keep the B12 level up. But yeah, they just this happens a lot. They make B12 like this big thing that's got to be.
Do you think? And obviously, you're not a doctor. Prefacing with that,
I wouldn't say obviously. I mean, it's up for debate.
It's obvious to me that you're not a doctor, but okay. So you're go vegan for a month, just a month. You're not really paying any attention to what you're eating, as far as like, am I getting enough iodine or selenium or omega-3s or anything like that? Like, do you think you actually run the risk of being deficient in anything in a month if you're eating a well-balanced diet?
Normal, healthy diet?
Yeah.
I cannot say at all. I don't know. The one I know about is B12, and the thing you always see written is that your body stores like up to 2 years worth of B12 so that you will not run out of it. But then I think I became deficient in B12 shortly after I went vegan, after having been vegetarian for 2 years and like occasionally substituting with it. I wasn't supplementing with it. So, I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. I think maybe perhaps 2 years is too much, but no, I think in 1 month your B12 level will probably be fine. But like, why not just take a pill? There's just no reason. It's just easy. The other
what
stuff.
What would you take, Matt?
If I were just on Veganuary, probably go to the store, get a B12 thing. Matt, it's like $5 for a whole bottle of them, and just do that. Ugh. If I stayed on after that, I would begin to say, I need to think seriously about this. I'm going to want to also get omega-3s and vitamin D and all this other stuff. So then I'd go get Complement. Of course, lovecompliment.com, sponsor, creator of this show, reason the show exists. The other stuff, I don't know. I don't know how fast those levels move. I really don't know, and I would just be guessing. I think it takes a few months to really move your omega-3 levels.
Yeah. Matt, just throwing this out there. Complement also has a B12 supplement, just standalone B12 supplement called Triple B12.
Okay,
with
there you go.
A blend of 3 forms of vitamin B12 to aid absorption, and it's only It's only 19 bucks, I think, for 2 months supply. So there you go.
Yeah, there you go. I just wouldn't want someone Veganuary person to say, "Oh, this sounds like a serious thing. If I need to like order special pills and all this to do it." Right, I'd say just go to the drugstore, get a super cheap thing, try it out. If vegan diet is for you, then come check out lovecompliment.com and get that triple B12.
There you go. Get it.
All right. So I don't know. Any other thoughts about this article, Doug? I don't know. There's not much to say about it. It's cool that they are talking about it. I wanted to call it out in case people are. I figured most people in this audience already are vegan, not going to be doing Veganuary, but maybe some people are partial, want to give it a try. But if you know people, I don't know, you can point them to it. It's not too early to send them to today.com and find the Veganuary article, or just go to veganuary.com or veganuary.org. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing to call out is, I'm just getting a little, like, not all vegan news needs to be good, right? Yesterday we covered a study that said that the vegan diet may not actually help you live longer, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And not all vegan news needs to be good, but this is an article about Veganuary, trying Veganuary, and how it might get you healthier. I just hate that, like, everyone has to dedicate half of it to talking about how the vegan diet is can cause all these issues. Like, just
yeah,
you don't need that. You don't need that. Talk about how to do it properly and the positives of it, or don't write the article.
Yeah, I had the same feeling. They interviewed like 2 or 3 different nutritionists during it, or dietitians. I'm not sure which they are. And like each one like has their own objection to why this is like, yes, they say, yes, it's a good idea. We want you to eat more animal products, but this is extreme. Yeah. And like, there's the B12 thing. The risk of vitamin B12 deficiency is high, along with calcium and sometimes adequate protein intake. But like, again, for 1 month, it's just not that big of a deal. Mm-hmm. Not to say that like it's okay to eat in a way that's not good for a month, because that's not the point of Veganuary either. I don't know. I just feel like someone who goes vegan for a month without thinking too hard about it, just jumps in, like that could become a life-changing thing for them. And then they can figure out how to do it, which is how I did it. I mean, I just jumped in. It was vegetarian, and I was gradually easing in. So I shouldn't say I jumped in, I guess. But like, I wasn't afraid of that thing. I was just like, and then people would come to me on Twitter 6-7 months into this thing and say, hey, I really want to do this, but I'm worried about this and my running times and all these things. And I said, well, like, you don't need to be worried about this stuff. Just do it. It's not going to kill you. Just start this thing and see if it works and is good for your lifestyle. And if you see some signs that this is a good thing, then you can go address a bunch of things that you're worried about. So I don't know. Maybe that's not PC advice to give for some reason. Maybe that's not, I don't know, doesn't cover your ass enough, but I don't know. I think just trying stuff is good.
Agreed.
They do say don't just go eat ultra processed vegan junk food, right? That is a problem. And I think that's like the thing where people just start go get Kraft Mac and Cheese or whatever and say, hey, I'm vegan for the month. They're not doing anything good for their health. Interestingly, that way, this article, the headline, it's just about losing weight and get healthier. No mention of animals or environment, I don't think. Which I think Veganuary is really about animals, right? Like that's why the organization exists.
I don't know that.
I assume they were like ethically motivated. Yeah, they're pigs and things on their website. So I think it's all about that. All right. Anyway, there you go. There's your article. Yeah, give Veganuary a try if you're curious.
Definitely.
Why not?
Why not?
All right. What else? Anything else to talk about, Doug? We're again early, and I think this is going to be what happens unless we can find new sources of content, go back to old Best Life Online, or have longer stories and things.
No, I got nothing else. This is it for me today. I'm done.
Okay.
Tapping out.
Good. All right. I mentioned, just to extend the show a tiny bit, I mentioned my weight gain thing, or I should say mass gaining program that I've been on. I mean, I'm headed into week 5 tomorrow. Is that right? Week 5? Workout today? No, I'm headed into week 6 tomorrow. So I will be done after only 1 more week. I have 3 workouts left every 3 days. So I have today, 3 days from now, 3 days from that. That'll put me right about a week from now. And my weight gain has mostly stopped.
Oh.
So I gained like 12.5 pounds fast within, I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And I've just pretty much stuck right there. After Thanksgiving, I was able to get a little heavier, but it was just from being really full, I think. So it didn't last long. But my strength has been like going through the roof as far as the lifts that I'm doing. Because I trained for about a solid year on barbell stuff, and I'd done kettlebells a year before that, and I've been tracking strength each time, testing, resetting the program based on what my new strength levels are. And I think during that time I added like bench press is just not definitely the best mark of strength. There's lots of better exercises, but it's just one guys like to do for whatever reason. So I pay attention to it, and I think I went from like 180 one rep max to 200 one rep max in a year's time. And then in the past 6 weeks or 5 weeks now, I went from that 200 to I haven't tested one rep max, but I had no problem getting a double of 215 the other day. And today I'll do more of those. So like I think I bench 225 now. Wow. And that's just a huge jump compared to the previous year and change or year and other stuff of only grinding out. And that's when I was focused on strength training. That was about strength compared to mass. So I don't know what to make of that. And that's why I'm very confused as to what I should do next. Because I feel like this has been done great things for my strength. And I didn't even mention squats and things like that, which is really what the program is focused on. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to. I can't sustain this.
No, you can't.
I just can't. No, it's just too hard. And the reason I've plateaued with the weight gain is I just can't keep eating enough. You gradually add more and more protein and stuff. So then it was like start the morning and end the day with like a 40-gram protein drink.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just starting to not do that. I don't do the nighttime one very much because I just don't feel like it. And I don't know. I realized that like keep that kind of weight on. If let's say I could gain 10 more pounds or something by an immense effort, I just would lose it. I think like I'm just not going to keep up.
Do you think you'll lose this like after it's done? I mean, will you shed some weight?
I think not. Like if I just keep lifting, fairly hard and making sure I don't go too long without eating, but we'll see. We'll see how much effort that actually takes. Because I'm just not that interested in trying to eat a ton of food all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's that good for you.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is. I'm glad I've done this thing. It's been really fun. And like I said, the strength thing has really been the big surprise. That is a pleasant surprise. So anyway, it's a good program. If you're interested, it's called Mass Made Simple. And there's a Mass Made Simple Light version if you want to check out the thing where you don't need to buy the book, which is only $10. But it's also easier. Mass Made Simple Light is not as serious of a jump in. So if you're not up for that, well, it's not light. It's still a lot of stuff, but it's lighter. So you can check that one out if you.
How are the bathroom photos coming?
Well, I don't take them every day. I only took the one at the beginning, and we'll see at the end. We'll see if I take another one and if I share those photos.
I mean, you have to at least take it.
Yeah, I will take it, and then I'll decide if I want to use everything. Like a giant sales page that says how I gained 12.5 pounds in 6 weeks or in 2 weeks, and then linking to a product or affiliate link or something to this program.
Yeah, there you go. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Be perfect.
Yes. All right. That's all. Good enough. I'm not seeing chat still, so I just don't know if there's anything to check in on.
I want to give a shout out to everyone who is here live because that number has been growing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, recently. Like not today, but just
just recently.
It has.
Yeah. It's good to see. So thanks for everybody who takes the time to come live.
Yeah, definitely.
And takes time to listen afterwards. I know that not everybody can come live, so
right.
Great. But smash that like button, smash that subscribe button.
Do that. We should remind people of that every single day. When we did the sponsor thing, we should say, if you're on YouTube anyway, all you gotta do is hit the button, right? And I think it will help us. It seems like the YouTube numbers maybe are a little bit better than they've been before. But we have obviously not cracked the YouTube code.
No, we have not.
Nor do I think we will, because I think there's a whole lot of like putting up shorts and engineering stuff and testing stuff and taking it down, changing the first few seconds and putting it up. And we're not going to do that. It's just not going to happen. But if you smash that like button, maybe you can help us reach more people.
Smash it.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for attending. It's a shorter show. Maybe they'll all be a little bit shorter. I don't really know for a little while, but we'll just keep doing them.
Yeah.
Except on Fridays and Mondays. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll just keep doing it. All right. Have a good day, everyone. Enjoy your hump day.
All right. See ya.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.